Welcome back to Füssen in Germany. Getting a lovely look at the main street. Quite a hive of activity. And a beautiful setting for this World Curling Federation Olympic qualification. That is not the BLZ arena. But this is. And we're here for the 5th men's draw. And our featured game is going to be between Japan on 1 win and 3 losses, and the United States on 2 wins and 2 losses. Still wide open this men's competition. Japan streaking it at the moment on 4 wins and none losses, but a whole host of teams on 2 and 2, and 2 teams on 1 and 3. Everyone's still very much in contention here, and you've got to think that if teams can get to 4 wins, they're probably going to get a tiebreaker for the playoffs at worst. So, Japanese lead, Kosuke Morozumi. Second player for Japan, Tetsuro Shimizu. Third, Tsuyoshi Yamaguchi. And, of course, the skip, Yusuke Morozumi. Then the US team, John Landsteiner at lead. Second player, Jared Zezel. Third player, Jeff Isaacson. And the skipper, John Schuster. Let's take a look at the standings after the first 4 rounds. Korea, as I said, on 4-0. And 5 countries on 2 and 2. And Finland and Japan still in contention on 1 win and 3 losses. And both of those teams playing against teams on 2 and 2. So they can hold them at 2 wins by winning this evening. Elsewhere, Germany and New Zealand both also on 2 and 2. Korea against the Czech Republic. And France and Finland. So we're ready to get play underway for this 5th men's draw at the BLZ arena. My name's Logan Gray, and alongside me, Mike Harris for the very last time this week, I'm sad to say.
Tears in my eyes, Logan, tears in my eyes.
But we're going to go out with a bang this evening, aren't we?
It's fun. Hopefully we have a good match here, yes, between Japan and the US.
Well, we're back on Sheet C here. We've seen a lot of action on Sheet C.
Yeah, so we know the ice. We'll see how the players manage.
Well, we say that we know the ice, but last night it was swinging a little bit more on one side than the other. And then this afternoon, the game that I covered with Roberts, it was doing the opposite. So we'll keep an eye on the ice conditions here. Certainly has been very, very playable ice all week long here in the BLZ arena. Jamie Barassa and his team doing a fantastic job. So Morozumi just slips into the front ring, and free guard zone rule doesn't come into effect. The USA just take that stone out. Well, having to work hard to get this one by the guard, just sneaks by. But maybe that sweeping for line, just carrying that one past the T-line.
Well, the guard was so tight, Japan couldn't afford to feather it into the rings. John Schuster asking for the same out-turn draw. So lefty in-turn. Good start, first end. First mistake, John Landsteiner. The left-handed in-turn come around.
Yeah, and this is only his second cap for the USA. His first one was at the World Juniors in Perth, Scotland.
What's that mean, cap?
2011. A cap, we call it a cap is when you represent your country.
Oh, okay. So yeah, learned something new tonight. This is good. Yeah. This is good.
I think it's maybe a football term.
Like I may use that on the Canadian coverage.
A soccer term.
Yeah, you had me confused with football. I knew that one. I knew that one. I knew the football I had. Nice come around though. They got an inch buried, which is enough. Would bring a risk into Japan playing any type of hit. They could, of course, at this stage of the end.
Yeah, here's
play a hit on the front stone.
Here's Tetsuro Shimizu, the 25-year-old, with much more experience than the American lead.
How many caps does he have?
Well, I'm counting 8 so far.
8. He's
played in 5 Pacific Championships. He's played in the World of Mixed, not a World Men's Championships. Played in 2 World Men's, and he's played in the World University Games as well. So, quite an experienced player for a 25-year-old. And doesn't quite make the freeze there, but still finishes in a useful spot.
So John Schuster giving Jared Zezel some options here. Hack weight hit. Either hit the one in the rings or feather the guard and spin both the shooter and the guard into the house.
Yeah, and again, Jared played in that World Juniors team in 2011.
Well by the guard. Nice shot coming here. Looks like that red, yellow, yellow combinations lined up fairly well for the Japanese, however. It wouldn't surprise me to see him take a run at this. There we go. Short run back and anywhere near the nose. Should be close to making the run double.
Yeah, well, this is pleasing for me to see, Mike. I think one of the criticisms that I had earlier in the week of this Japanese team was they didn't really know when to bail. They were going out too hard and not really acknowledging when they were in a lot of trouble and just trying to draw their way out of trouble, and it wasn't really working for them.
Well, and that's part of being an experienced skip and maybe not losing enough tough games yet at this level. The teams now are, so you have to have that ability to get out of trouble, but as you mentioned, the first stage is recognizing when you're actually in trouble, and an inexperienced skip will wait a little too long. So pretty much the same shot asked for here from Zezel. They're looking this time to actually make the split, however. Touch the guard and roll them both into the rings. This is close to over curling.
Well, could still make a straight tap though. Okay, so that left-hand side of the sheet, as you go away from the home end here in the BLZ arena, it was swinging a lot more than the other side in this afternoon's game in the women's competition. So,
and that was the opposite of what we did see yesterday. You're right. But early pressure draw here from Team Japan. They've got to go around this yellow tight guard.
Here's Tsuyoshi Yamaguchi. Well, looking pretty good.
They leave it too long. Perfect line. Lovely shot here. Wow. Perfect.
Think we can do this side? With something soft?
The sweeper's just getting it by. And nice call coming here from Schuster. They're going to hit half that yellow guard. They could actually get both the shooter and the one they're hitting rolling into the rings, and that will be one lonely red Japanese stone in the rings if things don't change.
Well, it's trying to get down there.
Needs to make sure he spins it on.
All right, that's fine.
Better than it was, but still not great. But
sorry,
that third one in the rings is adding to the pressure for Team Japan. And they're going to guard. And again, it's so scary guarding your opponent's stones, I always find, especially when you only have one in there. One good shot from the Americans could result in a multiple score here.
Do they have any other options, Mike?
I would be tempted to actually hit that stone top 12 and roll behind the corner guard, and you'll eventually have a double on those back yellows. But they're kind of going all in here with the guard, and Schuster's got a chance to play some sort of freeze tap. It's exactly what they called. In-turn taps available, the out-turn freeze is available for Schuster, or they might decide to run.
That gets a shot. That gets it so it goes. But it doesn't get shot.
Is that close, huh?
So Yamaguchi, the Japanese second player,
I mean, you can play
put
this. I mean,
a super freeze here to put Japan in a strong position here in this first end of draw 5.
you think this is it? All right.
It's
What?
strong, but
Okay.
it's
Yeah, it's fine.
vulnerable. You know, it's one of those situations where it's the only red stone in play. There's going to be 4 yellows in the rings here in a moment, and the U.S. has the hammer. So I'd be nervous if I was Japan right now, even though they're shot stone.
7,
Right off then.
6,
Okay,
7.
go if you need to. Line's okay. It's got to curl a ton though.
Line only.
Line's bad. Get better. Play the way. Whoa, whoa, so whoa.
Well, this was the straighter side of the sheet earlier on today.
Go on. Hard.
This one's got a distinct lack of handle on it, and I think that's just helping it come down nicely.
Hard. Go.
That is one lonely red in there. I'm not sure how Schuster gets it out, but scary times for
Gotta go
Team
line.
Japan.
Go on. Hard.
Well, it's actually not a bad stone, that one, for Japan to freeze on now.
It's a good idea just to get another one in there. Sometimes the best guard is second or third shot. Get another one in play. Just walking in sideways, you can see how little that is rotating, as you mentioned, Logan.
I thought he was even back
He was back.
Yeah,
I mean, there's room
from down there. It's just,
I mean,
That in-turn
weight on the in-turn, I
with
think
back
it'll take him out.
hack waiter might chip it out. You heard John Schuster say.
it doesn't go crazy.
On the left side, you know, the red stone and the yellow stone at the top 12 are kind of edge to edge. It looks like you could almost throw hack weight at that and catch an inch or two of that red stone. I'm not convinced they're guarding the wrong side of the sheet here.
Here's Yusuke Morizumi, the Japanese skip.
You need to be careful not to bounce off this and leave a double. This is disaster. Disaster for Team Japan right now. Double to lie 5. Certainly 4 for Schuster. The 2 reds will go. And again, recognizing when you're in trouble. It's a learned skill. But a golden opportunity here for John Schuster in the first end.
That's pretty close for him. 2 inches off nose, huh?
There you go.
Inch
You
off
heard it.
nose, 2
Inch off nose is fine.
Behind the corner, Lance.
Yeah. Is he just playing normal?
Can't wait. What? Can't wait. Firm. Double. Yeah.
So I don't think he'll mess around too much with the weight here, Mike.
Just, yeah, whether it's firm or normal or
Gotta hit about 2/3.
regardless, it's these two gentlemen, Morizumi and Shimizu, are got their fingers crossed, hoping for a miss.
Yep. Hard. 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 Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Looks like a nose hit here. And loses one of those yellow stones at the back.
They got a miss. They are very, very fortunate.
Sorry.
Extremely fortunate.
That's so bad. That's a gamer. Terrible.
The one nice thing for us watching, you'll never have to worry about knowing what John Schuster's thinking. Wears his emotions on his sleeve.
So bad.
No, no.
Be careful now, probably.
Well, I can sympathize with that, Mike.
Are you one of them?
Yeah. Well, I think one thing John Schuster maybe needs to consider with that kind of approach is how it affects his teammates, and just making sure that, okay, well, if he's going to say these things, then it's only about his own shots and he's not having a negative influence on his other teammates.
I'll reserve judgment until we watch it a little bit, but
just sneaks by that top guard and finds a pretty good spot.
yeah, got a third shot out of it, which is great and pretty much unremovable.
Probably.
Well, John
I
Schuster
think
could
the back
try
one
that
gets
same
picked,
slash,
But I don't know if this one, I mean, I kind of
but
have to be super thin.
just
off
needs
this
to be a
this
little
one
bit careful not to
It
chip
might be for
his own Yellowstone out of the forfeit there. You need to
probably only
hit it extremely thin to do that.
Probably
But
our only shot.
Yeah.
Much
I
better
could hit it
situation
250.
now for
Yeah.
Japan.
Just
Again,
go.
or
Bang, bang.
The straight run back, actually, the red
We gotta be
center
skinny.
guard straight
Maybe
back
Probably
makes
better
the
to wreck
double.
than hit to run.
is available, and that's probably the biggest reward for Schuster if he can make it. Probably get 3 out of it, but it's the most difficult option. They're going to try to hit this Yellowstone on the left on the inside, the broom's right where the broom is,
move the broom for a
basically. It'll send
I can make this.
the shooter into the red on the top of the forefoot. What I don't know that John's, I'm not sure how that red-yellow
I'll go with
combination of
there,
the top forefoot will react.
I think it's for 2 or 3, I don't know.
might be for 2 or 3, but that yellow at the top forefoot may get pulled hard to the right. And he's going to have a hard time getting that other red stone out of play as well. So, but big shot here for Schuster. He needs to throw more weight than he just threw.
well, he needs to get it as tight to this red top guard as possible here.
Gonna hit it thin.
Well,
And
great effort.
Steal.
Yeah, but that red stone at the top of the forefoot goes absolutely nowhere.
That jammed hard.
And it's a steal of 1.
Crap.
And after one end, it's going to be Japan 1, USA 0.
It's unbelievable.
Somebody train. なるべく近い方がいい。
近い方がいいよ。
Okay, so 1-0 Japan. One end played here in draw 5. An exciting first end, Mike.
Very much so, and Japan really got away with one in that end, in my opinion. No, Schuster had a double to lie, 4 or 5 on his first. They got the break, they got the miss, and to Japan's credit, they made a great freeze on their last stone in that end, and that resulted in the steal. But sometimes better to be lucky than good. Actually, all the time it's better to be lucky than good. We saw that yesterday with in that Italy-China matchup for most of that game. Italians getting outplayed badly, but catching a few breaks and leading that game, right through 7 or 8 ends.
Just pass the 361. Go.
But having said that, both teams are kind of restarting. If you're the Americans, if you're John Schuster, you're saying, okay, let's pretend they had the hammer in the first and take our chances now here in the second.
Okay, nice good. King. Hip. Hip. Okay. Line's good. Line's good. Hip. Yes.
Oh, running a great line here, getting really tight to the guard.
A little heavy again. Saw this in the first end. Japanese lead through at back 8 and started that series of freezes. The bad news for Schuster, that corner guard they threw is actually in the way now for a draw, a freeze attempt on that intern side. They're going to have to throw a little bit of weight. I've done it again. We have a lefty, an out turn here coming from American lead.
Close.
For hack to board weight.
Hard! Hard! Hard!
Oh, this one's going over Carl and just chip the guard. I think it was a little bit lighter than they called. That's what the sweepers were saying on the way down.
Good result though. Spun into the rings. Mostly buried behind that corner guard. You can get at it with the intern. Wide intern.
So a good look at Tetsuro Shimizu's low slide.
Nice touch, hangs around, or does it?
Oh, just a little bit of weight there, may have just rolled a fraction too far. But not a great amount of shrapnel on the center line for Japan to use. So not a lot of risk here for USA to choose to come around the corner guard.
4. All right, go then. A lot of room though. 3. Okay, go then. Hey. Whoa, whoa, now, whoa, whoa. Yep, now. Yeah. Hard. 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 Little more. Keep going, keep going. All the way, all the way. Keep going.
Nice come around. From Zezel. Said it didn't bury enough, but that red stone at the back 12 out of the rings, it looks like, is certainly a factor. Japan needs to be a little careful, see if they play any type of weight. They're deciding to peel here.
Yep. Ding, ding, yes, ding, ding.
So Schuster can now use that stone at the front of the house as a guard, choosing to play the takeout on the red stone on the button.
Clean. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Off. Oh, Johnny, anything? That's it. That's fine. Good to try. You can try slashing if you want, I guess.
Bumper. Bumper.
Sounded like bumper.
It did. Hit and roll in front. One option is to play the double, but they're going to try to roll to the center line and force the U.S. into having to deal with the shot.
Yep. Yep.
Taking its time.
Well, sticks around. And now John Schuster is faced with the decision. Do you choose to ignore those two red stones and play a draw? Or do you not like all those red stones building up around the outside against you?
It's not so much that the red stones are building up, it's where do you go where you don't leave a double with your stone right on the button. It's really hard to get enough
My other
separation.
thoughts go here. It's not bad either. Okay. But, I mean, because even if you're here, you can't really play the double because of the catch. Well, you can, but.
You need to be in front of the tee line.
Pick one. All right, let's go here.
Say
I know how to
pick one.
get there. So.
Not much though.
So this is Jeff Isaacson, also known as Ike.
Aim for the tee.
6,
Where?
5.
Okay, dead tee line. Line's good. A lot of room. Line's getting better. Right on the tee line. Whoa, if you can for a second.
Big effort here from Landsteiner and Zezel to get this one down to
Hard.
the required spot.
Hard. Keep
Lots
keep
and
moving.
lots
Arms
of
go,
curl.
Go, 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 go.
I'm going to get a full
Good one.
berry.
Throw.
Great shot.
Maybe just a quarter stone getting seen from the hack now.
It's worth playing the short run back here for Japan, I believe. I don't know that the U.S. can make that come around any better next time. They may get a better opportunity for double. That's a big lens, isn't it? A lot of photographers following this Japanese team around.
Look, look.
Well, I think the Japanese would like to try and slide this red stone over towards the shot. Needed to hit that.
Was difficult to do that.
Needed to make sure he hit that first yellow. Big mistake there by Yamaguchi, and this is now a great chance for the United States.
What? Yeah. What's that? Throw another corner? No. Let's go here. Do this too, I guess.
It's not bad.
What do you think?
You like it?
You like this? If you don't roll in, though,
Yeah.
well, that's fine. Right here. Troll.
I don't think not rolling in is fine. I think you really want to lie three here. You know, John said it's fine if you don't roll in, but I think they really want to roll in, and I'm not sure I would. I think I prefer the draw.
Height control.
Get in the
Clean.
rings.
Yeah.
No matter where you roll, you're going to leave a
Whoa,
double
whoa,
of some sort.
Whoa.
Height control.
Whoa. Close. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
This is tracking. It needs
Yeah.
to curl a bit.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Jared, a little bit.
Nice shot there
Oh,
from Mike.
Throw.
So a couple of double options here for the
Good boy.
Japanese. I'm tempted to hit that outside one, roll towards the middle. I know the jam may be there, but
바퀴가 자무가 아주.
So here's the view from the dove from above.
just hit and roll in.
저거다 또 뭐.
So Mike, you want to hit the yellow on the right-hand side of the screen, is
Yeah,
that
I
right?
think you hit the yellow on the right-hand side, just roll towards that red in the center, and then hopefully get a grouping of stones. The other option is the double, of course, run straight back. But I think you'll see the state split the rings, and you're conceding a deuce at that stage. Two really nice shots there from Isaacson, putting the U.S. in good position. Score multiple points here in the second end.
Well, Morozumi needs to get rid of some yellow granite here. It's just going to slide by.
Great position now for John Schuster. Just needs to split the rings here, and I don't know that. See where that rock rolls to right to the center, only perfectly guard shot stone. So Schuster can draw open to the left side as we're looking at it.
Jams that one. It probably doesn't count a second. Might have taken some of his pressure off making the double. Now let's go here.
Back eight's ideal.
You're right. Is this, you think, right?
I think 85 then. Snuff room.
What's that? Yeah. Ooh, just hit something.
So Schuster just needs to get this rock to the tee line or better. Does not want to leave a double.
No one's throwing this
What's
one.
that?
We're thinking 85. No one's throwing this one.
Okay.
85. That's a
90 's
split
probably
time.
close
That's
by.
from
We
back
don't
line
go
to
to
the
the center
first
line
hog
squirrel.
line. 3.85
You're
seconds.
thinking 85?
Well, I threw an 88, 90 on this.
We're going to be
one
on the
for
track where we played a lot of rocks last end. In here, I think it's going to be pretty close to normal. So if normal is 4, I'll maybe give you 95. We're trying to be full backside of T line.
Okay.
So that's a
90?
split time. We're talking 4.0 seconds from back line to the first hog line. We'll get a hog-to-hog time here. We're looking for about 13-8, 13-9.
Give it a push.
94.
Here the sweeper say we got a 94 on the split. So John said he wanted to throw 95, so within
Going to an
1/100th of a second, that's pretty good.
Throwing here.
Yeah, I'd be pretty happy if I saw that as a sweeper. They can put this pretty much wherever they want. This is 14-4. I think it's just been getting a little bit quicker the last couple of draws. We've seen
Oh, boys.
kind of 14.5 getting to the tee line on its own.
That's quick.
Barely good enough.
That's perfect. No, and my team, we usually use splits. So anything like 4.0, that's fast. That's really quick for draw weight. Japan does have an out here. If they actually had a little bit of nerve, they could go around their own red and corner freeze to shot stone. But that requires some nerves here in the second end. I think again, hitting and rolling in towards that stone. They're looking at the freeze.
Well, Mike, you know, the freeze is the toughest shot in curling.
You keep saying that, and you're listening to our director down there talking in our ear. I choose to ignore him. Yet you want a free beer. I think that was going on here.
I'm just trying to make him feel wanted, Mike.
Yeah, there you go. Well, that I understand.
Well, he could throw the takeout on this wide one and still make the freeze, and he's even got the option to make the double too. So
right, just hit and roll in there. I think it's certainly a good option. And actually, if they stick, even if they jam it, if they make the double, I believe the stone at the top 12 foot would probably be second. They are electing to play the most difficult shot in curling, the freeze. I'll get on the bandwagon. This is a very difficult shot.
have we seen any in-turn draws coming down this line? We've certainly seen some out-turns.
Going away, I mean, this is the side of the sheet that they threw the freeze on in the first end. So I think that's, in terms of comfort, I think this is probably a little easier for him, but still a lot of pressure on this shot. You know, you hate to give up 4 here in the second end. But the reward, of course, if they make this shot, that Schuster will have a very, very difficult shot for 2.
Well, they certainly don't want to be heavy with this shot. They could even just leave it kind of in the 8-foot circle, and as long as they cover an inside edge, it's going to be difficult to remove. So
they have to get past their own for line.
certainly doesn't look short of running here. A very high line at the moment.
Well, the line's in the ballpark if the weight's good, but here it comes. Good looking shot here. Look at this. Wow. Really impressive. Really impressive shot.
Well, that's a great draw from Maruzumi. Really good control by the sweepers there.
Does Schuster now have the nerve to play the double?
To pick ours out.
Yes, it is.
On here too, it should be a steal at 2 is the problem. I can just draw for 2-1.
Great shot from
Shooter's
Team
probably not
Japan.
models either, so it's only for 1 extra point. I think we just draw.
well thought out there from Schuster. Risk versus reward. The doubles for 3, but the potential downside is a steal or a steal of 2, perhaps. Don't know what this steal of 2 is really
Full 4. Yep.
possible.
I guess I do
but
that. What's he do really right there, right? Yeah, it's probably a call.
brave call from
What?
Team Japan here in the second
I
end.
mean, you could play the double for potentially 3, but you could give up a steal 2 is the problem, or steal 2 even. So. Think this line's faster over here? Fast enough? It should be.
Well, the other problem with playing the double, Mike, is that the stone you're running at the top of the rings would go very close to the wide yellow
Still might only
at the
get
back.
2.
So you might still only get 2, exactly. So John Schuster, I think we're agreed, making the right decision here. And needs to be at least half in the 4-foot to score 2.
Challenge is the speed will be different, perhaps out here, than his first draw.
Gotta split the tee though.
Well, I've got to say, I think they've got a good line here, so they can pretty much drag this down onto the short stone here. Can't really hurt it.
Looks pretty good. Well done. Well done.
Well, a really well worked hand by the USA. Japan, I think, will be reasonably happy to get off with only losing 2 there. And after 2 ends, it's the United States 2, Japan 1.
Good end there, guys. Maybe we should have came around with my first one and did the same thing right there.
Probably, yeah.
Welcome back to the third end here as we get underway.
6.
Well-earned deuce there from the American Skip John Schuster with a great draw to the button.
Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. All the way 8 foot. Start, Lancer.
And with the 1-point lead, they'll come into the rings and force Japan to throw a corner guard to get some rocks in play.
2までは行きたいな。ちょっと弱いわ。イエス。イエス。2までは行きたい。ちょっと弱い。イエッ。ああ、もうちょいだ。イエス。イエス。ラインももうちょい曲げたい。イエッ。イエッ。ああ、サンキュー。Good sweep.
Corner guard made. And we're going to have a few rocks in play here in end number 3.
Line's a little further out than the last one,
Yep.
but whoa for a second if you can. Okay, now you can clean it. Still gonna be off if you can, but go if you need to. Go if you need to. Line's good now. Line's good. Just clean.
Keep it.
Maybe a little. Yep, yep. Oh. Oh. Hey, boy, Johnny. Nice pair, buddy. Good throws.
Good guard. And here comes the freeze and game on.
Okay, line's good. こっちの方が滑るよ。
3、OK。
3、4。クリーン。クリーン。クリーン、5のあれよ。クリーン。おう、まだもうちょいました。もうちょいました。まだもうちょいました。クリーン、いいよ、5枚。いいよ、エス。エス。もうちょい伸ばして。エス。エス。エス。ハード。エス。Safe. Thank you.
Great freeze made.
Is like this at all? You'd rather go here.
So 4 perfect shots to start this third end.
Here? Yeah, that's fine too.
So we'll see if both teams can take advantage of the good shot making so far. And the Americans, of course, hoping to work their way into either a force or steal,
Line's good. Whoa.
and Japan trying to get their deuce back.
Line only.
Yep, yep, let's go around it. Look there. Whoa, whoa.
7.
Whoa, off then. Right off.
8, 9.
Right off.
Whoa.
Jesus. Damn it. 6 and 9.
8-9. That's back 8 foot, back 12 foot. So not what the doctor ordered there.
Yeah, that doesn't put any additional pressure on Japan at this stage. Interesting call.
Yeah, looking to go around back 8 foot again. Certainly bringing play into the rings. That's the good news.
This may be a defensive shout here, Mike, but I think I might be tempted to make a play on the center guard here.
Yeah, just open it up and maybe roll for another corner. This gets by, though, to the top 4 foot, top 8. Nice come around. But this will tighten up the scoring area for the freeze from the U.S.
Meanwhile, over on sheet A, here's John Yar and Felix Schulze of Germany playing against New Zealand. Doesn't look like anything too exciting is going down on this one. New Zealand leading by 1-0. And it's going to be a score of 1 for Germany. And a tie game after 2 ends. Germany 1, New Zealand 1.
Just by the guard. Great shot there from American. Well, I'll say the sweepers actually made that one for them. I think Japan's really forced into playing the run back now.
Anything I was getting by against you.
Look at the sweepers here. Isaacson and Landstein are working hard. Just gets it by.
There is not much air between that.
Japan actually is ignoring the guard. They're going to try to make a play on shot stone. They can maybe see third of a stone. Trying to actually either move the top red or the one in the forefoot. If they do move this shot at the top, they have to get that stone out of the rings. That was just an odd call. Again, maybe a little inexperience at skip. But they could have just ripped that yellow back into the top situation, the top stones at the top of the 8-foot, and possibly saved their red as well.
Yeah, and I think this is a good example of what I mentioned in the first end about this Japanese team, is that
not recognizing.
Yeah, just not recognizing the trouble before it actually comes along. They need to find some sort of
Just 2.
a warning, a pre-warning for them to bail out and get themselves out of trouble when they've got the last stone.
Line's good. Clean it up. Clean it up.
Solid 2.
Clean it up.
2-3.
Easy then. Clean way out in front anyways. Whoa. Off.
Well, the guard going back on here for the US.
All right,
it is over curling a little. There is a port available, so they can come through and hit that red stone at the top and lie possibly, well, second and third for sure. Maybe if the shooter stays, possibly lie second, third, fourth. Tight port, but it's certainly available.
Yeah, and no way this is going to touch the one on the button here. Like,
no. But the angles are actually pretty good for, well, for both teams. Japan in the sense they won't damage anything in there, and the Americans will have shot stone. Great shot here. How does it? Where's the dust settle?
Would like to out-count that back one, but just rolls a little bit too far.
So again, a little bit of a reverse though of the first end. It's a lonely American stone in there this time.
Too much with firm, so firm.
So Schuster going to play the double off the outside red. He's going to try to hit and roll his shooter in, take the stone off the back forefoot. This shot is made. Huge amount of pressure on Team Japan. It's going to hit it on the nose, however.
Well, I actually played against Jeff Isaacson in the World Juniors in 2005. And that's how I remember him. I remember him being extremely good at throwing the big weight peels. That one doesn't manage to make the double on that occasion, but he really demonstrated that he can throw it hard and accurate there. He's really got that big weight ability.
And not a lot of emotion comes out of him either. He seems to be kind of a quiet guy, and
yeah, he's
a guy like John actually needs someone like that. You know, John's so animated. They probably complement each other very well.
So here's Yamaguchi going for this hit and roll off the wide stone.
This is going to hit the high side, roll out likely.
Guard, and he's going to run his red in here, and that's the only one that they can score 3 with, right? But if I happen to put it right here, that's no good either. It makes his red run really easy. It's got to be all the way back here.
Hook's hard. We might be able to get.
Do you think we can get second? It'll curl.
Come around.
Yeah.
Interesting comments there from John. The other shot they've got, they actually go wide around the right-hand side as we're looking at it, into the forefoot as well. They're concerned that the Japanese have a run back on that red guard to lie 3. It's very difficult, but it is available.
Okay. He peels the center one off right now, though. I have to make a really good one with my last one to not leave him a shot. I think we go here. He's right. I mean, that's getting us all the way across the center line. I mean, we might have to be way out here.
The difficult thing for Schuster is that he's way out into fresh pebble. Hard to judge what the speed's going to be like out here. Made a couple of nice draws last end, but this is a bit more of a guess for Wade to go out into fresh ice.
Should work in there.
The problem with, yeah, I know. It's out there, though. It's the only problem. I mean, this is really out there. Like, the only other options we have are to play we could play a hit and roll off ours and try to roll in there. Like off this outside one.
Shot, right?
No, we're shot. Oh, yeah, we can guard right now, but I don't want to make him play that. We can put a guard out in front of his red one, but then he peels that center off it to make a good center line guard again. So we just have to get this in there.
Okay. You like 85 out here? Or no, 90?
At 93 on your last.
I don't think 90 will get there from here. I'm outside the track by a fair amount. I think we're talking 80.
Okay.
Give it a heavy clean for a while.
So they're going to throw, a good 10 feet more weight out here than they threw in the last end. So this is the guess. Sweepers are going to have to trust it. John's got to trust it.
75 I had.
75, which is quite a bit more than he threw.
Fly away. Right off. It'll grab out there. Just stay with it. You got to be at least T-line. Can't leave it double.
This actually running
at all. Much straighter out there.
Even if it's not curling, guys.
Kind of popped it wide and I think we let it go.
Go hard.
Weight's in the ballpark, actually.
Whoa.
Weight was quite good.
Okay, it's fine.
Just want to make sure it wasn't.
It is third shot, I believe. It's out on a limb for me, predicting who shot Stone, as you know.
Well, I was going to disagree on that one.
10秒ぐらいのが最後ちょっと曲がったかもしれない。確かに。ちょっとね。そうだね。うん。はい。
Not sure what the call was here. It looks like they're trying to maybe go through the port with the outturn. Outturn hit across the face can chip that yellow stone off the button. Tricky little shot.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Umpire. Timeout.
I'm not sure if he's asking for a technical timeout or an actual timeout here, but something's going on with the stone, I believe.
Well, the coaching staff aren't moving anyway, so I think he was maybe looking for a technical timeout.
The rock may not have activated. So usually what happens when you turn your rock over to clean it, the lights come on and start flashing, and I don't think it's happened on that red. So they're going to try it again. He's
yeah, I can see Yusuke just playing about with the handle, tilting it, trying to get it to activate, but there you see absolutely nothing coming from those.
They need an official actually to come out and talk to them.
Yeah, just put it to the corner. I think they'll just be waiting on one of the ice technicians coming to look at the handle.
The difficult thing for the Japanese skip is that you do throw your stones in order, and quite often you have a particular way you like to throw them, and by having to not use the stone, it's certainly disconcerting. So this happened in our game this morning and the first end of the Norway-China game, and the rock wouldn't activate. So they bring a hogline official down. They'll do a manual check.
No batteries. No battery. Yeah.
So you see that the official will stay at the hog line and play on. So time should be back in now for the Japanese. Forgot what they called here. Out-turn hit through the port, I think it was.
Yeah, I can't remember. It seems a while ago, but it's a tight port. If you could just sneak
available
it through there, then they'll be able to chip that shot stone out and maybe lie two.
This is really close. Really close.
Needs to get by the red. Oh, super shot.
Fantastic shot. Wow. Just a beauty.
Well,
looks pretty excited, doesn't he?
we're going to see the replay here. Sneaks by that one, and watch, just moves that red over a little bit.
What a great shot.
That could just open up a freeze for John Schuster.
Wow.
Well, I think it's a sensitive line over here for John Schuster. We saw that last one only curled maybe 2.5 feet.
I didn't like the way John released that zone. It looked like he kind of popped it and floated it out wide. This never took the curl, but the good news for Schuster, he's tightened up the ice ever so slightly. He missed the guard by 2 feet last end, so he's the last shot rather. It's like a little softer release there.
A lot of room. Hold if you can. Hold if you can. Line's good. Lay the weight. T-line. Gotta hit T.
Plenty of room, though.
Hold if you can. Hold if you can.
Mine's good.
Here it's coming now.
Lift the T-line in half, guys.
Good looking shot.
Give him a shot for two. Through the same freaking hole. We should have froze it. Is it froze?
Close. It's pretty close.
Well, would you like to play that same shot twice in a row, Mike?
Should probably try to
Wouldn't
freeze
like
that.
to, but I don't think he has a lot of choice, does he? I think you throw the same shot and take your chances if you're Japan. Don't think they have much option. May actually be for 3 if you can hit 3/4 of a rock. That back red might go onto the stone at the back 12 and stay. And if the shooter can stay as well. But it's as I say, it might be a bit of a tall order. Come through that port again. So precise of a shot. And I think they have to throw it a little quieter than they threw their first one as well.
I think they're taking pretty similar ice here. Does look like a slightly more controlled weight. Well, they're really going to have to go to town on this one.
This is gone already. So this will be a steal of 1 for the Americans. Great draw by John Schuster. After a nice attempt from Japan on their first one, but United States take a 3-1 lead here through 3.
Landsteiner gets us underway here in the 4th end. 3 really interesting ends so far here in draw 5.
way, guys.
of the men's competition here at the BLZ Arena in Füssen, Germany. The World Curling Federation Olympic qualifiers. And it's USA and Japan here on Sheet C. It's been quite an interesting start to the game so far, Mike Harris.
Yeah, certainly no lack of rocks in play, that's for sure. Nice save there from Schuster. Good freeze. So John's got his draw weight. He's made four actually consecutive draws. Weight was perfect on all four. That's a good sign for the American skip.
So Landsteiner having a pretty good tournament, playing 82%
Is there plenty of room?
for the first 4 draws.
Right to the top tee line, guys. A lot of room still. You can go if you need to, though.
Of course, there is 8 teams, 8 countries
Whoa, off for a second.
participating in the
Whoa,
men's
dead tee, so.
competition.
Yep.
So all the teams on the ice, unlike the women's competition where there's only 7 nations represented.
Keep going. Little more.
And this is a really nice
Nice second one.
come around that floaty, no handle, just kind of walking around the guard nicely.
Hard to follow. It's hard to follow for Team Japan, that's for sure.
Well, Morizumi playing 87% at lead. Really nice shooting by the skip's younger brother.
It's a little thin. We can try it. We can go straight off, too. It's like a little thinner than quarter. Let's just go straight off.
So 2-point lead here. Schuster's going to try to get an end in the books here, try to make the double right away and peel the send out. Jared Zezel.
Yep.
Playing 77 for the week this far.
Go, Jared.
Yeah, just makes a straight peel.
That'll work.
So here's Tetsuro Shimizu playing 76% at second. This Japanese team made the final in the Pacific Championships just a couple of months ago in Shanghai in China. That's 2 years in a row they picked up the silver medal at the Pacifics. And another corner guard goes up.
Same thing, straight off.
So Mike, I know you were wondering what the outcome was of that problem in the last end. Here it is.
Lead.
They have a few spare handles, and what they also do is they actually get the numbers, make sure they put the right numbered stone on there. They change the stickers, and
Still fine.
so that there's no confusion.
Sorry.
Mike, why wouldn't they just change the stone?
The actual stone.
Yep.
Are you new?
We're talking to a
I
worldwide
see,
audience
I see,
here.
Yeah. No, the stones themselves are very specific and have certain qualities, and the players spend a lot of time matching the stones before games, so they definitely don't want to just change the stone out. They just want to replace the handle, and it's a distinct advantage to teams that have experience matching stones. Actually,
Yes, 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 yes.
it's a very important part of the game these days.
So the corner guard goes out once again, and this one's a little bit longer, so John Schuster choosing to make a play in the house. Meanwhile, on sheet A, here's Germany and New Zealand. Tied record on 2-2 and tied scoreline. That's Pete DeBoer.
Yeah, Peter's got a difficult draw here to the side of the forefoot.
Oh, it looks like it's got a lot of running to do here. Pete DeBoer giving it all of the air in his lungs to get that one down there, but it won't travel far enough. And a steal of 2 for John Jar of Germany. And Germany off to a nice start again. New Zealand now leading by 3 shots to 1 after 3 ends.
Huge game for both teams, as you mentioned. Yar and his team played Schuster this morning. Gave up 3 in the 9th end to the Americans to be down 2 coming in and took 3. It was just a fantastic 10th end played by the Germans in combination with only one really significant miss from the Americans, but quite a dramatic turnaround this morning. So if they can get into a situation here, the Germans, and win 2, would be a great day for them.
So Yamaguchi playing 75% for the tournament so far.
Normal.
So pretty good situation here for Japanese.
Yep.
Flying 2.
Jeff Isaacson only playing 72% at third for the week.
Right to it. Hard. Hard.
Nose hit will leave a freeze opportunity here for Japan. Did roll in towards the center, so tricky. It's a tricky freeze. Trying to get the right line.
Freaking Czech Republic just didn't. So.
Yeah, they're just going to call the takeout here. I think maybe if it's just a fraction wider, Mike, they may have gone for the freeze.
I agree with that.
So it's actually amazing how flat young Morizumi gets his body when he sweeps. You see his feet on the left-hand side there. He's like almost in a full press-up position there when he's sweeping.
And there's a critical miss.
Slightly different to John Schuster's sweeping technique.
He's a skip. He's forgiven.
Well, now, Mike, you were saying earlier how often the skips are the best sweepers.
For 6 feet, yes. Yeah, for 6 feet only. From the tee line back, I'm one of the best. Top 50 anyway.
Firm. Yeah. Nice and stick them both. I don't know if we can do that with firm, but
Just inside nose should do it.
Well, that's why we don't show the skip sweeping too often. So here's John Schuster. Looks like he's going to try and drive his own Yellowstone back onto that red shot.
hard. Yep. Hard. Hard. Right to it. Right to it. Hard.
It's close. Looks good. Well done.
Hard. Go.
Oh, good separation between the 2 Yellowstones here as well.
That will definitely force Japan into scoring at least 1. There is a corner guard out front, though. They could hit and roll off this Yellowstone and roll buried behind the corner. Possibly get a deuce back here in the 4th.
Well, here's Morizumi playing just 70% for the week. It's not really going to cut it at the Olympic level.
That'll roll a little too far, unfortunately. So Schuster now has got a chance to decide what he'd like the Japanese skip to do. If he wants him to hit, he'll throw this in the 4-foot. If he wants him to draw, he'll go around the corner. He's going to go around the corner.
Go around the edge 4. Let's let him hit. Yeah.
There you go. Change his mind now. He's going to go edge of 4-foot instead and let him hit.
I'd like to bury, like, be edge to edge.
Yeah.
And touch, like almost touching the 4-foot. Sure. So that's my goal here.
Tee line though?
Yep. Top side of it. I don't want. Well,
Yeah.
You can make him let him throw a drop back and gunner by too. So 4-0.
Yep.
Well, John Schuster playing slightly better than Morozumi, playing 74% for the tournament.
Line's good. Real easy. Line's good. Play the weight. Line's perfect.
I got a bit impressed with John and his control of draw weight, but Japanese are just going to ignore that zone and draw cold to the forefoot. Wise decision.
Perfect.
Trying to tempt him into playing to the backing, but Japanese not falling for that old trick.
So final stone of this fourth end. Yosuke Morozumi needing to cut the forefoot to score. Let's get a look at the hog to hogs. We've seen it be extremely quick.
14-7, they got to go.
Well, they've got the right sweepers to do it. Great sweepers, Yamaguchi and Morozumi. And
Well done.
Yeah, they drag it down there, and it's a score of 1 here in the fourth end. A tight game here in draw 5, and USA now leading Japan by 3 shots to 2.
ちょっと中だった今うんなんか止まるとこに来ちゃった
There's the scoreboard in our featured game. Japan and USA. This is Kosuke Morozumi. We're going to see a center guard go up.
Yeah, perfect start really for the Americans. Got their deuce in the second end to take a 1-point lead and a big steal in the third.
So a halfway center guard goes up.
Heads up, dude.
So Japan down 1 without the hammer. We're looking to figure out a way to try to steal here.
5. Clean. Line's good. Line's good. 5's plenty. Line's good. On its own. Yep. Oh. 4's even fine here. 5's great. Yep. Hard, boys. Hard now. Hard. Bite the edge.
There you go.
Nice shot, Johnny.
Oh, a really good draw here by John Landsteiner. Keeps nice and high in the house and keeps the scoring area big for United States. So Mike, this is actually the last draw you're going to be joining me on there this week. So we've seen a fair bit of curling now, and we've said right from the start that the men's competition is wide open. Where's your money lying for those last 2 Olympic spots in the men's competition?
You're going to make me pick, are you?
Yeah.
Well, the
Koreans
Koreans have been impressive. They're 4-0. So, you know, you got to like their chances. They're in a battle out there right now versus the Czechs, who are they're tied at 3 through 4 ends over there. So I'll concede a spot to the Czechs. And if you're going to make me pick one, I will pick Germany. Hometown advantage.
Czech Republic and Germany.
Heard it here first.
Yeah, just a quick reminder, we've got Korea on 4-0. We've got 5 countries on 2-2, and then we've got Japan in our featured game and Finland on 1-3. So all the teams very much still in it. They're going to need to get to at least 4 wins.
I think 4 and 3 will make some sort of tiebreaker. Format here, top 2 teams will play for the first berth at the Olympics, and the loser of that game will play the 3rd place team for the 2nd berth.
Well, this is a nice hit and roll here by Shimizu. Rolls over behind that Yellowstone at the front of the rings. So mentioning Germany there. Here's Pete de Boer. Used to be Scottish.
You speak the same language, don't you?
Yeah, we do. I was reading his biography sheet, and his sporting idol is Kenny Dalglish. I don't think there'll be too many Kiwis out there whose idol is Kenny Dalglish.
Who is that?
That is a very famous Scottish footballer and now a manager. He managed Liverpool for a little while recently for a 2nd time.
I'm learning so much in this telecast, Logan. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Caps, Kenny Dalglish.
I'm just trying to repay all these pearls you've been giving me all week.
The pearls, I like
the curling
that.
pearls.
Pearls of wisdom.
I'll just give you all the useless nonsense. Anyway,
we'll get along just fine.
So that was a score of 2 for New Zealand in the 4th end, and it's a tie game after 4 ends.
Here's a look at the standings. What a mess.
Yeah, good go anyway. 5 teams on, 2 wins and 2 losses. Often referred to as a Desmond. There's another one, Mike. A Desmond Tutu.
I like that. I get that one. That one I get.
Another good hit and roll here. Would I just like to roll maybe another couple of stones further?
Yeah, there is a double available for the Americans to hit and lie 2, and certainly put some pressure on Japan here. Americans with the hammer.
Normal. Let's make the double. Staying's not even all that important. Normal. Just normal. Yep. Hard! Hard, really gotta go, guys. Hard! 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 Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Well, stuffs it, but does lie directly in front of that red stone.
Pretty good position, actually. Again, Japan kind of going all in here. We saw this in the 1st end. Ignoring stones at the top of the rings. I don't know if they have a lot of choice here in this situation, however. They're choosing to kind of corner freeze so that Yellowstone touching the center line.
So Yamaguchi just looking for a tight guard.
So while we're talking of obscure sporting icons, Jared Zezel, I'll share one with you. He was a distant relative of Peter Zezel, former Toronto Maple Leaf. So all the Canadians out there watching would know Peter Zezel. Well, some would anyway, the Leaf fans. So there's a Canadian connection there.
I just went outside. I didn't give it my hat.
We stay corner frozen on it.
Okay, so
it's good.
a nice freeze right into the pocket there by
It's like board.
Yamaguchi, but they've just lined everything right up here for the United States.
The only good news for Japan is that stone is the red stone at the top is pretty much unremovable at this stage. So
But it'd be nice to stay cornered on this.
you would say nice to stay quartered. So they don't want to throw this very hard. Just throw board. So
In chop nose.
Yeah, that looked almost like a haka from John Schuster just there when he was calling the board weight. Just did a little leg lift.
I'm not sure what that is exactly.
Well, you'd be more likely to see that in Sheet A with the New Zealand team.
Yeah, hard, hard. Whoa, whoa.
That's looking pretty good here.
Okay.
So it doesn't quite leave it on the corner, but certainly puts the United States in a strong spot here in the 5th end.
Japan's still got some options here. They could hit and roll right in front just like that, and still 3 rocks to come. But again, nervous times for Japan. One miscue here, and they could end up leaving a double to lie 3. Americans do have the hammer here. They could go wide around the intern side. Team Japan could. Right now, they could play a wide intern draw. Looks pretty good, actually, in hindsight.
Well, I think they're actually trying to just play a straight tap on the redstone, try and sneak it through the port.
Tap freeze.
Yeah, they just kind of called a back 4 weight.
Also good.
Oh, have they lost this one? Oh, super shot.
Still pretty easy slash from that loud side one, though, to lie. Well, lie 2 certainly. Might get lucky for 3.
Catches what? This, if you make this, it might catch that.
I don't think that's a problem, actually,
I
John.
hate
You
to
know,
roll,
I think
come here though. I mean, I hate to roll over and leave it double though, like with the one we're running, sending in there. Yeah. We're that actually, even if you stick it, we're still line 2 now because this is still counting it. You can throw it quiet. It's just the only thing we can't do is pick ours, right? It's pretty natural though.
What?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Normal. Normal. Just hit half rock.
I like this shot, and I think you have a really good chance of lying 3 buried. And the problem for Japan now, you see that yellow-red combination on the center line. They're slightly staggered, and I don't know that they can play a straight tap back anymore. So this is a huge problem for Japan if this shot is made. Big shot from Isaacson.
Solid normal.
Close.
Yeah, golden opportunity here for the United States. They hit this one pretty much as thin as they like. Just a quarter stone
Hard hit it too
contact.
thin, yeah. Needed to sweep that, actually.
Well, that's what.
Missed the sweeping.
Yeah, that's what John Schuster was worried about. Didn't want to roll that stone alongside the shot and leave a double.
But you know, John had to sweep it harder. They just didn't sweep it. John,
I sweep it more or less. It rolls either back or it goes sticks it.
you are correct, sir.
It's like exactly the one spot, the only spot I could.
It's still not bad. Even if the double's made,
What?
it looks like
You know
it'll
what?
stay
That
open.
was me.
Always find it.
So big weight double opportunity here for Morozumi. Makes this shot. He's still into it for probably 2 points, but I'd love to force Schuster into a difficult shot.
Well, technically very good, this Japanese team. Looks like he maybe just set it a little bit. Even if he hits and rolls to a freeze, would be okay. Well, doesn't push it far enough to lie short rock, but
It's not bad.
maybe just covers a little more of the inside edge than if they had made the double.
That's probably looks like almost a quarter buried. Pretty good shot, really.
Just so you have a shot if he'll have a slash if he taps.
I think you just draw there. Right. Well, if I leave it here,
I'm saying if we make our shot, he's gonna have to maybe
tap it. I should have a slash.
should.
We got to bury a corner for it to be any good because this is no good, right? Well, he makes a double. I still have this for 2, but it's tricky because we can't play it tight to that with my next one.
Do you like this?
Not really. How much you got here? Yeah.
I think it's
How
worth
much you got here?
Schuster playing the tap on the one which just throwing a quiet weight
That's
back
good.
line. Shot lie 3.
I throw board.
I don't think he's throwing board.
Just hack. Same room.
Hack is
This
good.
is the right call. Any shot he plays on the left side of the sheet, plays anything into the forefoot, leaves a double for Japanese. This is one of those shots you just have to make if you're John
Keep
Schuster.
believing in draws and
Yeah, I
taps
think,
for his life, though. I mean, we could go over here and
I think it's a
not be the
pretty
shot.
automatic call normally, but I think he's a little bit worried about just
I'm not
this,
convinced this is a shot.
like, this
I think this one's a shot.
very offensive Japanese team, and they've already demonstrated they're willing to play against three with the hammer and try and play a freeze with their last stone.
Well, and John, you know, he tends to overthink shots. You know, the natural.
I mean, with this rock here, I can get all the way to the pin. Like, I can get all the way here.
You can get all the way to the pin, he's right, but the risk, of course, that you don't.
Here and here.
And you leave a tap on the red, or
I know, but this
a
is,
double.
to go to the center line for Lance, that one, I mean, is here. So there should be really close, dead center.
So big draw here for Schuster. He's trying to get to the inside of his own stone.
Should be fine though.
I've had good draw weight the whole game. There's no reason we don't throw this. So this can go all the way to the pin hole.
That he is right about that. He's had really good control of his draw weight actually.
That's an inch less, like 95.4.
I think so.
Certainly not lacking confidence, Mike.
No. 395 split. What they're looking for.
7.
That's good. 7. Close. Yep. 8, 9. Hard.
So this is just a little bit inside the track he was throwing before.
Right off. 8.
Sweepers are saying 8, 8, 9, which is back 8 foot.
7. Whoa.
Needs to walk over. It's trying to walk over.
Yep, Johnny, go.
Did not curl enough and leaves a pretty easy double now for Japan. And that was the risk.
thought it was
That
gonna
was
go
a
big
very
there earlier.
very difficult
I
shot.
knew you guys were right on it, but I thought it was really going. It was going to go in there.
Watch this. Try to curl. Had to curl across the face of that stone. There's just not a lot of room in there to do so. I was impressed how hard Morozumi threw that first double of his. So
Also make this for 2.
big weight double. You heard Schuster already anticipating he's making this shot, and he can make that out turn tap back for 2. Makes you wonder why he wouldn't have played it to lie 3 on his first.
So reasonably tight ice here, actually, from Morozumi.
He's got to fire this, and he's got to make sure he doesn't throw it too soft with the handle. It's like a nice positive release.
Well, this has got a lot of curling to do to hit
He's
anything.
going by, I think. Gets the back one, but doesn't move it far enough. On the bright side, the fact that he moved that stone over actually is really helpful. Now, Schuster cannot play the tap back on that red stone anymore. Watch this relief, just little pops it a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit of a quick snappy one.
But watch where he feathers the yellow stone to. Schuster does not have the outturn tap anymore to score 3, and I don't think there's any way he can get 3 actually. He's got to go around that stone that's at the top 4 foot. So kind of a good break here for Japan in the sense that likely will hold.
We have 2 right now. So
It'll likely hold to the Americans to 2.
you guys hit the T line, it goes. Okay. This is that same one I made 2 runs ago.
So John's got to go around that stone that's at the top 4 foot,
So 400's really
right on the tee line, and hopefully it curls enough. And John seems to think he can make it, but it would be to me it'd be a bit of a surprise for him to get his 3rd point here.
John Schuster drawing very well today. 88% for his 6 draws in this
We
game.
won't worry about line. Hit the T.
Even if the weight is perfect, I don't know that it will curl enough.
Hard, gotta go. Hard!
He's already on the top one, I think, so.
You still got it if you can get it there. Oh, no, you don't. Stay with it. Yep.
It's not there.
We could have made it the other way, too.
It's not. There's
Oh, it's good.
12 weight.
Okay, that's fine. Sorry.
Jeff Isaacson just trying to rein his
Very
skip
animated skip, John Schuster. So as I mentioned earlier, he wears his heart on his sleeve. But a good deuce there for the Americans here in the 5th end.
What'd you have, Lance?
It was 98.
Yeah, and after 5 ends, it's going to be USA 5, Japan 2.
potentially.
So in this matchup, in the second end, after Japan stole one in the first end, American skip John Schuster with a draw for 2, and Zezel and Landsteiner judge it perfectly, and the Americans took a 2-1 lead through 2 ends. On to the fourth end after a steal of 1 by the Americans in the third end. Japan facing a couple here, and the sweepers seem to be the stars of this first half of the game, and Japan tightens up the score. 3-2, and then Schuster, after a nice draw in his first and a missed double opportunity, has a very, very difficult shot for 3. Almost impossible, in fact. And
if you can get it there. Oh, no, you don't. Stay with
the sweepers just leave it. Despite the late panic there from John Schuster, there's only a deuce available.
Okay, that's fine.
So after 5 ends, United States lead Japan 5-2.
First row.
Elsewhere, Korea, Czech Republic. Update in the 5th end as well, and this looks like a quiet weight tap back for 2 points. Great shot there from the Czechs, and they take a 5-3 lead into the break. And there's the rest of our matches. Germany head New Zealand 4-3, and Finland 3-2 edge over France as they are all in the 6th end of play.
Makes that first double for 4 or whatever.
Another thing is you soon get the hammer back in this shit line around. There's 1 minute remaining.
Thanks.
We don't have a skip yet. Put it back
The team meetings there. Americans appear pretty relaxed. Here's our statistics after 5 ends. Not a lot to choose right now, percentage-wise anyway, between these 2 teams.
Yeah, just maybe the USA just slightly out hitting Japanese at the moment. I saw a big miss there from Morizumi.
Yeah, missed double. Still probably, well, definitely would have had an opportunity for 2 points. Schuster would have, but would have. I'm sure Japan would have been happy to put a little pressure on the Americans. But 3-point lead here as we get into the second half of the game.
I'm really going to go there right now.
All right, top row.
Okay, so underway in the 6th end. And welcome back to the World Curling Federation Olympic qualification event 2013 here in the BLZ Arena in Füssen, Germany. My name is Logan Gray, and I'm joined by Mike Harris for the last time this week for our featured game here in the men's draw 5 between Japan and the USA. Japan trailing USA by 5 shots to 2 at halftime. And Mike Harris, what do Japan need to tighten up on if they're going to turn this deficit around?
Well, I think a couple of things. Strategically, I think, as you mentioned earlier, they're having difficulty recognizing when they're in a bit of difficulty, and and are usually a little late making that bailout call. But down 3, they would like to get some guards in play, and that is not a way to start things off. So, you know, at the end of the day, they need to make a few more shots, especially early in the ends, and put a little pressure here on the Americans. 98% Landsliders almost got a perfect game going here.
Trying. Curl. Ike, get in. Couple inches even. Get out.
Corner, corner.
I thought I was going to get there, guys. Sorry. Just swept it.
That's just to peel it out.
Kosike Morizume playing 70% so far today.
2、3、1、2、2。
And that lead, that is not a very high number. Should be in the 80s at least.
Yeah, and the world's best, we saw Ben Hebert, something like 96% for the round robin at the Roar of the
For
Rings.
the week, yeah, for the week, that's exactly.
Tissue under my rock.
Close. Get up. Get that over.
Great shot there from Zezel.
Throw, Jared. Go
Oh, great shot there, and a bonus to run the shooter right through the rings too.
So this, in theory, should be an end in the books here for the Americans, and they're happy to just get have run ends out right here. 3 up.
Yeah, Japan need to get it together quickly here, or they could well see their Olympic dreams finished this evening. A disappointing loss to Finland this morning, handing them their first victory. And a second loss today would think that they're almost dead in the water on 4 losses.
Yeah, they'd need a minor miracle to get into the playoffs with 4 losses, one would think.
So Zezel playing 84%.
Squeeze. Strong.
Tetsuro Shimizu having a good game, playing 91%. Looks like they're trying to draw around this stone in the house here, Mike.
Yeah, go deep into the back, 8 foot back, 12 foot. Got to go to get it by, though. Looks like it's on the top one already. So simple shot here for the Americans.
Normal or control? Normal? All right.
Jeff Isaacson, a man of few words.
He says so little. As I said, I think it's a perfect compliment for John Schuster, you know, where John is very, very animated.
Hard for a piece, go! Go hard to stay, go! Hard! Good.
John, hard for a piece to hit 2/3 of a stone there. Unusual to see a skip who is so emotional. It's not a typical character trait of skips. Generally, the reasonably calm and steadying influences on the team. But said having a third like Isaacson, I think, is a necessity for John Schuster.
So Yamaguchi playing 80% today.
Liking the hair.
Yeah, I can see you with that hairdo. Don't know how well it would stay up with the headset on, but I'm looking forward to the next time I see you and you've dyed your hair and spruced things up a little bit.
I'm not saying I'm going there, but I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Pretty good attempt there. Got it partially buried behind that one at the top. Or excuse me, on the tee line. So I was going to throw this a little harder, I would guess.
Yep. Clean, clean, clean.
I'm not too sure that Sean Paris ready for you with that haircut, Mike.
I don't know anybody's ready for that. Nice throw there from Isaacson. For Mike.
Yeah, and there's Tim Miller, the team coach for this American team. Sitting alongside the Browns boys.
Yes. Derek and Craig. They related, do you think?
Well, I kind of joked with Del Boy that I was going to say that on the air, but they're not. Derek Brown, of course, originated in Scotland. I don't think he actually spends a whole lot of time in the United States, Derek. He travels over for key events and training and camps and that sort of thing. But here's Hitomi Nagoka, the team coach for the Japanese, alongside Abe, the Japanese 5th player.
Better attempt there from Japan, trying to get around that stone on the button there. It's almost half buried now. Not the easiest shot here for Schuster.
Same thing as like firm.
This outturn hit, he's been throwing a little tight. First end we saw one over curl, double to lie 4 or 5. We'll see how John, he tends to turn this over ever so slightly.
I looked, yeah,
Good
like he
throw
actually
there.
laid that one pretty clean.
Yeah.
75% for the game, John Schuster. He's had some tough shots to play.
Well, I would say both his misses were in the first end, and he's played pretty solidly since. You know, he's made a bunch of key draws for his team.
That wasn't a very big half I had back there. Huh? That was a very big half I had back there. I wasn't going to say anything. No, I know. Ike's ran so nice. I figured
He's
mine
looking
would too.
pretty composed out there, pretty relaxed.
Very relaxed for John. Yes. As I said, he wears his heart on his sleeve, and when he's up, he's happy and smiling. When he's down, it's the opposite. So, good situation though here for the Americans, and it all started with that missed guard from Japan. First rock of the end, and it's allowed the Americans to hit out. Perfectly played end. 8 made shots from the U.S.
Well, Morizumi only playing 63% today. He's going to need to lift that if Japan want to have any chance of getting back into this game.
Yeah, I said key missed last end with that double opportunity. So Schuster looking to stay, and then we'll see a blank attempt from the Japanese team, hoping to carry the hammer into end number 7.
Control.
Clean. Whoa. Clean, 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 clean. Clean. Yep, yep, yep.
Well, as soon as Morizumi went into the rings with his first stone of the end, it very much looked like it was going to be a wank.
Take much.
And it's been a good tight end from the American side. A great double peel by Zezel. And here's Yosuke Morizumi going for the peel here to try and blank.
I gotta go.
Well, gets the job done, just. And it's going to be a blank here in the 6th end, no score. And after 6 ends, it's USA 5, Japan 2.
Hataru.
A lot.
Here's John Landsteiner getting us underway in the 7th. Sure, they'll just be throwing to somewhere in the house in front of the tee line on the center line.
Take it through. It'll go. 15:30, 13:50. Hard. I got it.
Well, last minute decision to try and get this one right through the house. Heard John Schuster saying 13:50, and we know that they need something around 14:50. So
That's hog to hog time, right?
So Morozumi maybe just got caught out in that 6th end. Sometimes it does get a little bit faster after the halftime break. Just the ice temperature can tend to drop a little bit and speed the ice conditions up. So throwing this one to the sweepers, however.
Yeah, better attempt. You're in end number 7.
Line's good. Take a look. Take a look.
Got a curl.
Line's not good right now. Off for a second. It's here anyways.
It's not curling at
Deep
all.
again. Not quite as deep as the first one, but it's back button.
Well, John Schuster calling the wait for the sweepers.
That'd be a terrible spot for a rock shot. That's all right.
That's fine there. You know the Americans are going to start peeling, so John wants to get one in forfeit area, tighten scoring area up a little bit. Top of the button would have been better, of course.
Well, this one's just kind of drifting its way down the ice. Well, John Schuster knows that that long corner guard's not a huge amount of good to Japan right now. So their kind of first look at France and Finland. Here's Tony Angebus throwing final stones for France, trailing Finland by 3 shots to 2.
Got a very delicate shot, it looks like, here to score. Jamais, never. The sweepers are right off this.
Oh, it's got a great line here. Oh, super shot here by Tony Angebus. That's going to stick around. And a score of 2 for France. How important could that shot be for the French to score in the 6th end? And they lead Finland by 4 shots to 3. Well, they go for the tight corner guard there, trying to make the US side peel the longer guard here, but doesn't quite get hidden well enough.
Yeah, long guard's hard to use right now for Japanese team. Even if you get behind it, it's so high. Quiet weight tap back is available. Would be available. So another tight guard is the call here. So leave the guard protected by the other guard. That is better. It actually is open on the other side.
What's that? Sure. Okay.
So the defense for this is to draw open. I still think you're going to see the Japanese go around the corner guard. Down 3 here.
It's the 5.
4 rocks to come for Team Japan. Certainly worth going around once anyway.
Hard then.
3's a guard. That would be
Take
a
a look,
mistake.
take a look. Easy.
It's getting there.
Higher is better for us, I guess.
It's okay.
That's right where he called for, I thought. Perfect shot. We'll see if Japan ignores it one time, and they will. They'll go around the corner guard. They're looking for a miss, looking for a missed freeze or run back, and then they can try to figure out a way to get those 2 yellows out of play. This is curling hard early.
That was a line's good in there, Mike.
I saw that. I heard that, yes.
I thought it was a tight
Line's
line as
good.
well when he let it go. So
This is going to be completely buried. Wonderful shot. That is actually curling off the sheet. Crazy amount of curl. So, great come around. So that's really their one and only opportunity to use those guards. If the, watch this just walk over sideways. Gets way over there. Actually is exposed on the outside a little bit. But Americans will, all they really need to do is get another one half around that corner guard.
and look at the difference in the running path here. Jeff Isaacson's stone.
It's 3 feet different for line. Nowhere close.
Back 12.
Well, I think it's a little bit too much speed, so Morozumi is going to try and get this one out of the rings, and if he could get it into 3rd shot position, I think he's maybe just managed that. Mike, you don't get any judgment on it because you don't get any of them right.
Well, if I say something, it'll just go with the opposite then, right? I think it might be too. I think it's too far as well, but so that clearly means that Americans are lying 3. But regardless, they may be able. There's a good look at it there. Looks like it's yellow.
Yeah.
Just jumped right in there. You got to be, if you say it with enough conviction, Logan, it always works. Well, sometimes works.
Yeah, until they put a measure on it, and then you look like an idiot. Well,
I'm not afraid of that. It's happened so often in previous years. Well, a slight mistake there from the Japanese. They would love to have rolled over in front of those one of those yellow stones. So opportunity here to hit and lie 3. I'm sticking to my guns here. We're all kind of hoping it comes to a measure, aren't we?
Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Clean.
so looking good for a nose hit here.
Clean, whoa.
Yes, very good. We're a long way from having to decide if that one's in play or not.
I don't think so if you just hit it.
でも1、2、3は言ってたから。負けてる。
So Japan ideally just really wants to roll to the left if they can get in front of either the one on the center line or over and behind the corner guard.
こう言ってみてないかわかんないけど。
And again, they still need a miss from the Americans to score multiple points.
Keep it.
So Morozumi taking pretty much 0 ice on this one. Also expecting it to run pretty straight.
8.5 8.5 8.5
Not going to curl enough. So with a nose hit here from Schuster, they'll be forced to draw for one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, we can roll right in front of it. Okay. I didn't know that. Yeah, we are. Control.
I don't think they want to roll in front of it. What they'll do is they'll actually leave a run, double, possibly triple for 2 points there for the Japanese. Just nose it and give them their one, John. You're up 3, up 2 with the hammer playing 8. It's a pretty good situation. Do not want to risk giving up a deuce.
Control.
Yep. Whoa. Whoa, tap. Whoa. 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 Close, Jared. Yeah. Yeah, hard. Hard. No roll. No roll. No, 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 no.
I really don't know why they played that roll. It makes no sense at all. So nose hit now, and that yellow stone's going to go over and possibly bring the triple into play. It was just not well thought out there from Schuster.
Overrolled it.
Dead on the nose and take your chances, I think.
芯だね。芯よりちょっとこっちだ。
Well, this is exactly the same line that we saw Yosuke Morizumi miss his double.
He's actually taken negative ice, which is interesting. You know, he must fade this a little bit, meaning after he lets it go, it moves away from the brush. So he needs to hit this right on the nose and see what I kind of hope he makes the double and doesn't touch those two in the corner, Logan. I want to see if my prediction was right.
Well, it's going to be hard push to do that, but we'll see how it goes.
We can hope.
Final stone of the 7th end. Morizumi sending this one down big.
Really close. Very close. Oh, sticks it. And it will be a steal of 1 for the Americans. Big point for John Schuster and his team. And disappointment for Morizumi.
Yeah, the Japanese just not looking at their best so far this week, and they are now trailing John Schuster of the United States by 6 shots to 2.
Line's good.
Easy.
United States start
Line's
the
good. Lay it
8th
away.
end here, and
Top side of the tee
if
line.
you've just joined us, you're watching live coverage of
Probably
the
can't
World
hurt
Curling
it.
Federation
Looks short, guys.
Olympic
Same.
qualification event here
1485. Can't
in the
hurt it.
BLZ
Now go.
Arena in Füssen,
Bar
Germany.
goes.
My name's Logan
All
Gray,
right,
and
go,
alongside me, Mike Harris,
Go, go, go.
the
Little more.
1998 Olympic silver medalist for Canada.
Mike, you want to go away with it, or? Sure. I mean, because they've
Mike,
thrown this
with
a
you
few
leaving,
times.
perhaps
They
this is
don't
a good
wanna put it
opportunity to tell us a little bit about your experience of the Olympics. Why?
Well, it's you know, for Canadians, it's very difficult. The challenge of we have is there's so many teams. We have you know, probably 100 competitive teams over there, and of those, in any given season, 8 to 10 of them are Olympic caliber, if you want to put it that way. So for us, it was a big breakthrough just getting there, and kind of a life-changing event. We get, you know, normal viewing audience for curling in Canada is about a million and a half people for a Canadian championship. Our Olympic trials draws 2 to 3 million, and the Olympic Games themselves draw anywhere from 6 to 8 million viewers. So you bring in a whole new audience in, and And that's the fun part. And, you know, when you get home, you certainly recognize a lot more than you normally would be from any other event. But the big thing, of course, is that you're part of a bigger team, meeting the other athletes. For me, one of the biggest thrills is meeting all the Canadian hockey team. Wayne Gretzky was on that team in 1998, and grew up watching him play hockey. So that was kind of cool. Going to some of the other events, you know, I think any competitive curler, you know, you go to the Bonspiels and you see a lot of these teams at those events, but it's only the curlers, so it's kind of a nice moment to share the spotlight with some other athletes. And it was the surprising thing was a lot of the athletes from other sports follow curling. That's what really I enjoyed, and talking to them about their sport, and they're happy to talk curling with you. That's for sure. But you know, the opening ceremonies representing your country, all that sort of stuff that you imagine would be fantastic. It is. It's a great thrill and a great honor. So these teams want that experience. I think that's the big thing, especially teams like Schuster. Schuster was there in Vancouver and won a bronze medal in Torino with Pete Fenson, so he knows what it's like. He doesn't want to miss out. You know, Thomas Dufour and his team from France, they've been in a couple of games, a couple of Olympics as well. So, you know, there's I think the ones who've been there before want it perhaps even more than the others do. We didn't really know what we were getting into. You know, I didn't start curling because I could go to the Olympic Games. It was kind of off the radar when I got into the sport. We just wanted to go to the Brier and Canadian Championship, World Championship type team. That was our goal, was our team. But the Olympics were a great breakthrough for us, and a great thrill.
Well, absolutely. Earlier in the week, I was speaking to Thomas Dufour, who
I think he's played in 2 already, perhaps 3 even. You know.
Yeah, played in a couple of Olympics already, and I could really see a kind of almost a rejuvenated look on his face coming into this competition. You often see them, they kind of look a little bit nonchalant about international competitions these days. They've kind of been around the block a little bit. They played a lot of European and World Championships. We obviously missed him in the Europeans this year, but I know, having spoken to him, he's really been putting the work in the last month just to...
Right. Well, Thomas and his team are from Chamonix, which is only about an hour's drive from Champrey, where I do some coaching. And he and his team have been on the ice at least 4 or 5 times a week for the last 2 months. And I know he's never worked this hard on his game before. He wants to get back to the Olympics so badly. 2-2 here, along with the host of other teams. So he's right in the mix, right where he wants to be. So, I mean, all these teams are working very hard, trying to fulfill that dream of playing in Sochi.
Yeah, so much on the line here at the BLZ Arena this week in both the men's and the women's competition.
And there's only the one prize. You know, either you go to Sochi or you're heartbroken. There's nothing in between. It's not like a normal Bonspiel.
Yeah,
there is no bronze medal here.
The odds slightly better in the women's, 2 out of 7 going to the Olympics, but in the men's 2 out of 8. And Japan, if they're not careful, could well be the first team to slip out of contention. Already trailing by 4 shots here to the United States.
No, I'm sorry I'm going to miss the weekend. It's going to be high tension here come playoff time.
Yeah, it certainly is. There's going to be a lot of highs and lows along the way. So here's Yamaguchi going to try and protect this red stone in the rings. Well, a good guard here from Yamaguchi. Maybe a little bit closer to the shot stone than they would have liked.
Straight out's fine. I'll give you tight ice here.
For this one.
Yeah.
There is a slight angle there, so the double can be made and the shooter rolling out of play. There's that big weight you mentioned. Isaacson can throw the peel.
Yeah, Jared Rollins, boy, Ike. Right in. Right
Beautiful
in.
shot.
Good, good, good.
Fantastic double.
Shot, Ike.
And rolls in.
Nice one.
Brings the Americans ever so slightly closer to their goal of winning this game.
Yeah, again,
Gonna be difficult to score 2 now for Japan.
Again, a pretty tight matchup at third. We saw it second as well. Pretty even stats. I think you'll see a little bit of a difference at skip, and that could well be the difference on the scoreboard as well here.
Yeah, other than the first and that double attempt, Schuster really hasn't missed much in this game. Pretty solid.
So Yamaguchi trying to use that Yellowstone just played by Isaacson as a guard. Although it is in the house, still plenty of curl to get around these stones in front ring. Well, a nice draw here by Yamaguchi. Sticks around to Lai's second shot.
Yeah, pretty good draw, really. If it's buried, almost buried.
Just miss it, probably leave it partially open.
Yeah, important to get a lot of separation between that stone and the one in the front ring as well. You want to make the run back as long as possible and really force Schuster to play a draw.
I think the draw is the call. They can play a freeze, and if the line's good, they just move it an inch or two, lie 3. John's been
Yeah, you can't
in
run
full
it.
control of draw weight here in this game.
Probably could have swept it and got it, but he was sweeping it. So.
Are we second?
Once we get once once it's going to it and we know we have contact, we can just pound it and we can move it. So we are second. So I'm trying to throw you T-line though.
You
Even
like,
back 4.
you like 90 or 95?
90 T-line?
90.
Natural?
Yeah,
90's natural T?
I think so.
Okay.
So 390. That's split time. Backline to the first hog.
Really soft.
7,
Well,
Hard then, go.
we're getting at a
6,
Hard, go!
on the hog-to-hog clock here. That's what's running in the bottom left of your screen here.
Whoa then, whoa!
just 5.
Let's go around ours.
14-6. Should be pretty close here for John Schuster.
Yeah, go! Hard! Hard! All the way back there. Right to it! Right to it!
Shot. Nice one.
Great freeze here by John Schuster. The hardest shot in curling.
I didn't think it was
Such a tough shot, but absolutely makes it perfect.
You didn't stop sweeping, it was good. What you said?
So difficult to see how Japan are going to bring that redstone into play now. A really good shot there by John Schuster.
I think just play a freeze, I think, and again, try to figure out a way to get 2. 3 is out of the equation, obviously. Looks like that's the call.
So Morozumi going to ignore the first shot stone, the one in the forefoot, and try and stick one right on the face of that stone just played by John Schuster.
I don't think he has a lot of choice here. Down 4. Needs to figure out a way to score 2. Needs to curl a lot.
I think it's got a little bit too much running, and that's why we're not seeing it carry that same line.
And the struggles continue for Morozumi.
You see it trailing by 15% to John Schuster.
That number's going up now.
Of course, those stats are before the play here in the 8th end, so John Schuster going to try and make things really difficult for Japan to score here. Really a free opportunity to throw a guard.
I think they can bring this right into the top 8 foot almost, and top 12 certainly. And Morozumi's going to have to draw the side of the 4 foot. The challenge for Morozumi is going to be getting the right line. He's going to have to go very wide on either side.
What's that? 4 at most. Oh, okay. 3, 4.
405 should get there too, I think.
To a 4? We're just going to a 4.
Yeah, I know.
You guys are 5'10".
And talking split times, 4:05, which is again extremely fast ice conditions here.
It's got to curl to the center line. Just straddle center.
I'm going to try to get a split time here manually. We'll see what I get.
Three. Really soft though.
I got a 4:05, exactly what he asked for.
Yep, for line. Yep.
So this should be close to top 12.
Hard. Ike, you call line.
2, 3.
Hard then.
Switch.
Whoa.
All they really want to do is guard it and prevent a hit.
Hard.
Well done.
Well, now Morozumi left with a tough draw here for
Very,
a score of
very
1.
difficult to get to the side of the button here.
You know what I'm going to do, right?
Yep.
Here, John say that's what we wanted him to do, right? Yes, it is. Draw the side of the button against 3.
Well, Mike, you obviously don't want to be negative as a skip throwing the last stone, but do you think it's running through Yusuke's head? If I miss this draw, our Olympic dream is over for this cycle.
Well, you'd like to think not if you're the skip. Hopefully he's focused enough to not think big picture like that. I think you're more thinking about the game. But he has struggled. And give credit to the Americans. The Americans have played very well.
So here's the final stone of the 8th end. Morozumi needs to find fully into the 4-foot. Looks like he's got plenty of running at the moment.
They're going for line a little bit, but this needs to stop.
Well, it's through the 4-foot. Is it through the 8-foot as well?
It's a steal of, it looks like 2. 1 for sure.
Well, it's a steal of 2. And Yusuke Morozumi offering the hand. Make the final 8-2 for the USA. And the United States are going to move to 3 wins and 2 losses. While Japan, their Olympic dream almost over on 1 win and 4 losses.
Time to get her on.
Great bounce back for the Americans after that tough loss this morning to Team Germany.
Hi, Sarah Luke.
They go down there.
There's our line score from our feature matchup. 8-2 win for the Americans. And we'll go back to the 5th end. Again, after lovely draw by Schuster on his first and a missed double opportunity. This is a very, very difficult attempt for 3 points here. Really not a lot in that shot for Schuster, but he's happy with the deuce. That took him to 5-2 advantage at the break. With that for a blank in the 6th end. This was a double attempt for Morozumi in the 7th, hoping to get 2 points. Runs straight down the sheet and jams that zone, and the Americans steal one. They go up 6-2 into the 8th end, and more trouble for Team Japan here in 8. They're having to draw the side of the button, facing 3 American counters. And Morozumi struggled all day long. Isaacson takes this rock out the back, and a steal of 2 more for the Americans, and they improve to 3-2, and Team Japan drops to 1-4, and their hopes for a trip to Sochi are all but done. Elsewhere, Germany up 5-4 on New Zealand as they play the 9th. Czech Republic could upset, knock Korea off. They're up 4 points. Korea undefeated 4-0. And France and Finland in a tight one over on sheet D. There's our updated standings board with the United States with that 3-2 record, moving into staying in 2nd place. Korea, as mentioned, may drop down, and Japan, first team there with 4 losses on the board. We're going to see at least 2 of those teams at 2-2 move up to tie the Americans, and it's a pretty dejected Japanese team, I think, traveling all this way to Germany from Japan, and they will not fulfill their Olympic dream this year.
John, congratulations on the win. What was your assessment of the performance today?
Really good. I think we've finally started to tighten it up out there, and get a lot more full shots and a lot less half shots and misses. So I was really proud of the guys.
Was there any key moments in the game that swung it in your favor?
We executed a bunch of times, around guards, and really just every single shot, every end, we kind of were all over them. So.
You've played in a couple of Olympic games. What does the pressure feel like in comparison to that, playing in a qualification event?
Very similar pressure. Like, if we don't win this thing, we're not going to be going to the Olympics. It's kind of like being at the Olympics. If you're not winning, you're not going to have a chance to get a medal. So, but it's been a lot of fun out there.
Congratulations and good luck for the rest of the week.
Thank you very much.
Well, our feature matchup had Team Japan against the Americans. It was a must-win situation for the Japanese here, and the Americans, after suffering a heartbreaking defeat this morning against Team Germany, wanted to bounce back and move into a position to make the playoffs here in Füssen, Germany. And great game by the Americans in particular, as they won easily here at the Olympic qualification event in Füssen, Germany.